single largest conurbation that has never played in the Football League. For far too long. 6 failed election attempts. 9 playoff failures since 2004.
Losing to local rivals Braintree in the playoffs after finishing second was heartbreaking. They fought back from 2-0 down to force extra time, only to watch their rivals take their place and thrive in the National League. A tough blow for any fan base. But can an ambitious and passionate chairman change their fortunes and allow the club to take their rightful place in professional football? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. This is Chelmsford City.
2023-2024 season. You were the one that got away. 84 points. The team did so well. With one of the league's most modest budgets, the team massively overachieved expectation. The team finished second on goal difference.
I mean, you had such a good year last year. I mean, watching it myself as a fan, I thought it was just fantastic. And then, you know, losing all of those first team players because because of the playoff system and how kind of difficult it is to get out of this league. You know, how hard is it to rebuild again and go again?
Very hard. You know, you speak to Robbie, the manager. He had to really think over the summer about whether he was going to carry on as manager because it really took it out of him. He found it very hard to go again. You know, it couldn't have been a worse season in terms of finishing second and then not going up.
Everything's moving. If a player plays too well, he'll go on to something else, and that's what I think we struggled with a lot last year. Was we had such a National League level team on a sort of on a smaller budget. We managed to do so well.
The trouble is, that's the thing with loan players. They are there to showcase themselves. Yeah. And if they do well for you, which we've had this season, some players doing really well for us, and then they're poached by other ones.
Considering it's sort of, you know, basically a whole new first team, I think they've gelled together so quickly. They've done so well.
Yeah, and Critchlow's filled the place of Osmo, you know, so it's really, he's come on really well.
I really hope he scores today for my documentary.
Yeah, I think the real problem with non-league football is the fact that we can't sign on youngsters. Yeah. And they can be nabbed by all the league players or the league scouts, and it happens all the time. You've had kids on from 10, 11, you've brought them on to 14, 15, even 13, and then all of a sudden the big clubs in London come in and just take them free of charge.
That's wrong, I think.
And then chuck them in the dust heap probably when they get to 17, 18, when they've got to sign them on professional terms.
It's very ruthless.
It is. I mean, we should have some protection for the youngsters that we're bringing on.
But the club has brought in some real quality. And with their newly appointed chairman Spencer Gore at the helm, there's a real change in the air.
What do you think is the hardest thing about being a chairman at a club at this level of the football pyramid?
Good first, nice, tough question. Hardest thing about being a chairman? I guess, speaking for myself, it's frustration levels of my ambition. So I want the club to be as successful as it can be. And I want to also enjoy the journey of getting to where we want to go. So it's trying to manage trying to do everything as quick as I can and actually trying to enjoy the journey and doing it in a sensible way that's sustainable for the club. So when we inherited the club, there was a lot of work needed doing, both on the pitch but particularly off the pitch. So it's been trying to get the foundations right to grow the club.
For 75 years, New Riddle Street was the heart and soul of Chelmsford FC. Originally opened in 1922, it became the club's home when Chelmsford FC was founded, and later when it reformed as Chelmsford City in 1938. For generations, fans packed the stands, witnessing legendary players, cup runs and Southern League triumphs.
What was your favourite moment at New Riddle Street? Do you have any moment that particularly sort of stands out to you?
There was plenty. I mean, we played Ipswich in 72-73 in the third round of the FA Cup. We lost that. So it wasn't necessarily victories, but I think that my favourite moment was 1971-72 when we won the Southern League Premier Division Championship, only 4 years after we won it before. But that team was such a good team, scored so many goals that it was an individual moment. But I think that season was my favourite season.
From age 11, I went to New Riddle Street onwards in the enclosure. Father wouldn't let me go in the stands, it was too rough. So all of us schoolboys, we all went into the enclosure 1 and threepence it cost.
How old were you? What sort
I was 7,
7.
October 1960. We drew at home to Wisbech Town, 3-3 in the FA Cup. Tony Butcher scored 2 goals. We won the replay of my first game. I was only 7. My father taught me. I can't really remember too much, other than I can remember at half time. There used to be a little ledge running on the back of the covered terracing at the back, and he sat me on it while he drank his cup of tea that he bought. That's all I can remember about the game. That was a long time ago, though. 1960 was
Very good.
65 years.
However, by the 1980s, financial struggles began to mount. Despite on-field success, the club found itself in serious debt, unable to modernise the stadium or generate sustainable income.
It's impossible. To match our level of ambition and the current state of the club, the books don't balance. Myself and Dan, the 40% shareholder, we subsidise the club, so the books don't balance. We've set a budget that we're prepared to subsidise the club to, and we work within that. And actually we're increasing that because we're ambitious. But the books just don't add up. You can't run a club like this, the way it's been run for the last however many years, and expect to be successful on the pitch.
What's the hardest thing about running a club at this level in the football pyramid, do you think?
There's always far more days in the month than there is money. And that is the thing. You get hit by bills left, right and centre. The treasurer always saying, Mansell, I need money for this and I need money for that.
While the team remained competitive in the Southern Leagues, off the pitch, cracks were starting to widen. The 1980s saw further decline, and by 1997, the situation had become untenable.
Yeah.
New Riddle Street as a fan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want to sound corny, but when I used to walk up New Riddle Street, used to cross the Stonebridge to New Riddle Street, because you'd only get the Iron Bridge from the ground, from the Stonebridge and walk round, and I used to get cold shivers down my back. Seeing everyone come along there, a load of them piling out the bird in hand opposite, which Peter Harburn took on,
Yeah, I've got footage of it today. It's quite sad.
Yeah, it was. And we were sold down the river. I can't go into it for obviously legal reasons.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Sold down the river completely. It's as simple as that.
The club were forced to sell New Riddle Street to property developers.
Chelmsford were now homeless. Their spiritual home was gone, and the fans were left without a stadium. For 7 years, Chelmsford were nomads, ground sharing with Heybridge Swifts and Billericay Town. In 2001, there were plans to build a new 4,100-seater stadium, only for those to be scrapped in 2005. Finally, in 2006, after 660 away league games across Essex, the club returned to Chelmsford. Their new home, an old athletic stadium, set a record crowd of 3,201 against Wycombe Wanderers in 2008. But there was one problem: the running track. Just like the Olympic Stadium, the gap between the pitch and the fans meant that the atmosphere felt distant. So, how could Chelmsford truly make it their own?
New Riddle Street in 1997. Yeah, 1997. There wasn't a lot of money in football.
Yeah.
But had we stayed there longer with the grants you can get now, we could have modernised the stadium. It was right in the middle of the town. It was a proper football stadium. So that went against the tough, I think, to be honest. So we had 8 years ground sharing before we came back in 2006. So, we've had to take a step backwards. So, let's see what the future breeds.
Yeah. The transition of moving here quite difficult, do you think, for the fans and for the club itself?
Yes. But in fairness, because it's known as the Gulag, because very difficult in atmosphere. But where we came from, which was Malden and Billericay, this was such a vast improvement, and of course got a lot more fans here. Malden was freezing. Billericay, I'm in trouble with parking and goodness knows what. So all of a sudden we're at a place where a lot of people can walk to, bus to, and it was home basically.
Exactly. I mean, it was 366 technical away days, really, in the sense of being outside of Chelmsford.
It was.
To have a place to call your own, I think, is so important in football.
Yeah, that's right.
Athletic Stadium in Chelmsford. I am your host, Luke Fleming, and today we are watching Chelmsford City facing Torquay in the National League South. Torquay, fallen giants of the National League, coming out now. As you can see, the players entering the pitch. All these things in their minds. Victory today could mean playoff spots for either team. And we kick off. And Christo's on a run. Christo's on the run. He's coming in. He cuts inside to Charlie Ross. Charlie Ross about to put it into the net. And it's offside. Gutting. It's been a tight first half, but Torquay have definitely had the upper edge, with Chelmsford looking slow to the ball. Passing it easily round the back. Spots a man. It's a beautiful long ball into the box. Headed down. Collins. Oh, no. Terrible challenge there from Collins. Let's have a look at that on the replay. Oh, see. Makes contact with the man before the ball and player goes down. It is a penalty. Goal for Torquay United for Cody Cook.
1-0 to Torquay. Not ideal. Not a good start to the day. But we still carry on. It's a long way of the match left to go, so come on, up your clarets.
Chelmsford looking slow on the ball, aimlessly passing it around. And it's a ball won back. And it's a long distance lob and it's over the keeper's heads, and what a goal! What a fantastic finish from Matt J. Jesus, 2 goals in succession. Can Chelmsford bring this back?
Have been to about 15 games this year. I've seen 1 win, 10 losses, 4 draws. It's been a pretty shoddy affair in it when I've been there. We're cursed.
Been a boring start to the second half, but Chelmsford have been dominant. Ogateo on the ball. Plays a lovely pass into Critchko, keeps it under control. Plays it back to him on the wing. Could he get a cross in? Oh, and that is a terrible challenge, and that will be a penalty to Chelmsford City. Can we bring ourselves back into this? If you look, Critchlow plays the ball in, nice and low, and the player takes the man out. Greenwich come on in the second half. Can he make a difference? Jordan Greenridge. Fantastic finish from Jordan Greenridge. Back in the game, straight down the middle. Chelmsford sustaining the pressure since their penalty goal was converted. It's a throw in. Doesn't know where to go. Goes back. Plays a lovely long ball through. Into the middle. Down from Greenridge. Down to Charlie Ross. Chests it down lovely. What a shot. What a save from the Torquay goalkeeper. Gets knocked out the box. This pressure has been fantastic from Chelmsford with 4 minutes to go. Can they turn this around? Can they get a point? Ball goes in. It's a scramble in that box and Greenwich gets a turn and Greenwich scores! 2-2! Come on! Come on! With only 4 minutes left, can Chelmsford do the ultimate comeback? Corner in the 93rd minute. Hits the side netting. Another corner. Headed in. Touchdown. And Charlie Ruff puts it in! It's 3-2! The Clarets are turning round for a massive win, and the fans go wild. You will not see anything like this. I tell you, you will not see anything like this weekend. What a game. What a goal.
Saying how bad my luck was, Chelmsford scored 2 goals in the 90th minute to bring the score to 3-2, baby. Up the wheels.
Everyone was amazing. Staff was so good.
Yeah. Honestly, you couldn't want to support a club more. There are many things I love in football: community, passion, and this club just have it in abundance. I mean, almost too much. What a day. What a win. What a beautiful evening. Right outside Melbourne Park.
Found a stick.
And we found a stick.
There were 3 men came from the west, their fortunes for to tell, and they have made a solemn vow John Barleycorn should